the first week in January. First week or two in January, we'd have an exciting guest speaker, and we'd have all 400 of Charles Barker employees attending this incredible breakfast, a tradition we started more than a decade ago. I don't have to tell you, it's different times. Maybe you can hear I sound like I got a little sniffle. I know nobody wants to be around anybody that's got a sniffle anymore. It's like taboo. And I went out to dinner last Wednesday night with actually some people from work. And my wife, there's different levels of COVID respect. And my wife is on the more radical side. She takes care of her 96-year-old mother. So, I mean, I guess we have to respect that. So I wake up the next morning. So going to restaurants is not good, allegedly, in that world. You know, going to a restaurant that's no good at all, you should never do it. So I went to a restaurant. Next morning I woke up with a sore throat, and that was it. My wife just moved me to another side of the house. I couldn't do anything. And that day, I was on my way to work. I said, I just got a sore throat. No, you can't do it, you can't do. So I didn't go into work that day. I worked on the phone, whatever. I went and got tested, and we had a meeting on Friday morning that I had to be at. And luckily, I was able to get tested, and I did test negative. So I'm okay to be around. But I canceled dinner with you Thursday night. And so I'm trying to be politically correct, and we as a company are trying to be politically correct. There would be nothing more we would love than to have a gathering of 400 people with all the festivities that we do and we've looked forward to doing. One thing different is, probably a week beforehand, I would start writing up some words I have to say, and none of that happened for today. But I guess before I start, I just want to, everybody can help me congratulate Teresa Reyes for putting this great afternoon off together. It is absolutely, just like that story I told you, I couldn't sleep in my own bed that night. I almost got kicked out of the house anyway. People are sitting around here, some have masks, some don't, which will also limit our ability to continue a lot of the traditions that we always have done, like getting a picture up with Charlie. Now, if we have to be close together and take pictures, then we have to wear masks. And just like I was telling, Malin, when I saw him, he looks like he was, with his mask on, he looks like he's ready to hold up a 7-Eleven anytime. So, and I would just, so if we're going to be close together and take pictures, then we have to wear masks, so that's not as conducive. So we have a video of this great afternoon, and I know everybody understands. But this is a very exclusive group, and sometimes, quality is, a lot of people say, is even better than quantity. So this is going to be a really memorable, enjoyable luncheon with our senior managers, the people that you work for and work with every day, and Charlie wouldn't have missed this for anything. And also, it's a little change. Our company, Charles Barker Automotive, will never be the same. We made an announcement on Friday that we're selling both of our Lexus dealerships. And, even now, it was a very tense last Thursday night. I didn't sleep going, and now just saying that, it brings a lot of different emotions on. But, we're all professionals, and I think we understand the dynamics of how businesses run and how businesses are succeeded. Before I came here, Ron Surgener, who's the body shop here, asked me to come and say a few words to the people in the body shop here, which I did. But one of the first things I did was I asked everybody. I said, how many people plan on working past their 70? And nobody raised their hands. So you can understand that, and maybe I'll let Charlie talk about that a little bit more as he closes the building. But everybody has visions of one day retiring. It's it's part of life, and how you do it, and the way you do it, and the respect that you do it with is something that has been very important to him, because I've been involved in a lot of the conversations, and just the fact that the way that the Priority Auto Group has embraced the Lexus people, the Lexus franchise is a big part of that. Charlie, it was important to him to sell it to somebody that would do a really good job and was committed to doing a good job. And so far, they're doing that. And I think it's going to be a good opportunity for the people that are staying with Lexus. And hopefully, it'll be something good that Charlie can have good memories from in how our company, how he turned that portion of the company over. But again, bittersweet. Charles Barker Automotive will not be the same, and that's not a bad thing. We're going to have a lot of awards, and I'm going to turn the meeting over to the respective dealership managers. But also, one person that's going to be that's when we first started talking to potential candidates. The priority people who are local, they know of this person's reputation, and they asked. Charlie says, "Well, it's understood that they want to keep all the employees, but they said, hey, we want to have. Can we have the ability to talk to Greg Shank?" Which we took a lot of talk about that, but Greg Shank will be leaving next week too, which is a tremendous, it brings up tremendous emotions. But if you would, please indulge me with a round of applause for Mr. Greg Shank. Greg is our friend first, and I am confident that we will have contact as long as we're able to walk and talk and have contact with anybody. So that was a hard thing to say, Greg, but I mean, yeah. But at the same time, I think there's no doubt in my mind the caliber, and I don't think the priority people know what they're going to get. So I'm going to keep on going. I'm going to move this thing along a little bit. I say this every year. One of the biggest honors bestowed upon me has been since the Rolex Crown Club was founded. It was an idea Charlie had a long time ago to reward people for 25 years of service. It's been really it's really big, and even when we bought almost 8 years ago the Mercedes location, one of the first things we had to think about, with all the plethora, with all the amount of things to think about, we had to think about how we can bring those people into our culture and make them part. One thing that was done was the first breakfast meeting that we had, we even inducted some people that worked for the Phillips company. We inducted 2 or 3 of their employees in that just were there for 40 years already, just to show a gesture that we welcome them, and that would resonate throughout the whole organization. Today, the Rolex Crown Club is 28 strong. I think sometimes I won't speak for Charlie, but we underestimate the importance of such a thing. I mean, you work for a company for 25 years, that's a huge, huge deal. I have one, I have a Rolex. I was honored, and I know it was a surprise to Charlie. Charlie got a Rolex at a breakfast meeting 100 years ago. And I know he loved it, and I know it meant a lot to him. And as the author, you don't think that, but it meant a lot to him. So one beautiful thing that we did on Friday when we announced the pending sale of Lexus, we gave away two Rolex watches to two huge, no pun intended, employees that we have, Ben Houston and Dave Rash. And they were so honored to get that, and for the priority people to see the level of enthusiasm that came along with people getting their watch in front of all their employees, I'm sure that they were scratching their head a little bit too. So today, it is my high honor, and I can tell you, just by being in the body shop just 30 minutes ago, and seeing this gentleman's really well liked. And today, a guy that has an infectious good attitude is all I hear about. An infectious good attitude, a great employee, a great teammate, and today I'm honored to give Gary Taylor his Rolex watch. Come on up. Say it. Say it. Take the mask off. Say it.
I enjoy working with all y'all. First, I started truck walking. I was 19 years old with Ron Surgeon, and I came. He helped me raise my family, my son, Charles Walker, and Greg. Oh my gracious, Greg, you've been a part of me so much. I mean, I have tears for you in my eyes. I'm not letting everybody see it. And oh man, some of the guys I see here that I've been with, it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
I look at 25 years, to me, it feel like 5.
You look the same. I don't think you changed.
We talk about that when I wake up in the morning.
Yeah, you look the same.
It's been great working here. I love working. When I get up in the morning, I be like, Dad, I can't wait to work. Looking for things and see Greg, see Ron, see all my friends, because it's like, 2 years on my playground. It's like, I don't know how to explain it. I mean, I don't know how many people look forward to getting up and going to work, but
You do.
I do.
You deserve that.
But Gary, now you have a Rolex watch to show that the appreciation is mutual. We love having you. We love being around you. And I tell you, like I said when I started talking this afternoon, quantity is a whole lot better a lot of times than quality. In this moment that we just had, if not for this small setting, we wouldn't have probably been able to have it. So I'm going to now turn the meeting over to Brian Clark, and we'll start the award portion. Hopefully, and please, because we're such a small set, if anybody wants to say anything, please don't hesitate. This is your afternoon. It's going to be a special day, and it's going to be on video. Everybody's going to get a copy, and hopefully we won't forget this day, all of us. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, everybody. So, Grady. So this is this first award, Employee of the Year. It's obvious. Normally, I like to try to do some suspense and guessing games and all that. But first of all, you can't miss this guy. I've known him since my Nissan days. I actually call it my boot camp days. So Malin Alexander, he's a different kind of guy, I mean, I don't know if he's ever said no. I don't know if he's ever called in sick. He's definitely never called in slick, as we say. But everybody knows what he does and can see the results. And I don't know how he gets it all done with the speed that he operates on, but you can tell. And we've done everything together, from move stuff to move cars to take cars to the golf course in an emergency, and I count him as a friend and an employee. So help me congratulate Malin Alexander, Employee of the Year for Charles Walker Toyota. Don't do that to him or us. So the next obvious is Salesperson of the Year, and last year I remember the term rise and grind, and one thing about the Salesperson of the Year, Mike Manalo, is you know, you got to remember when you get here before hours are open, you got to remember to go unlock the used car building. And I said, Mike, do me a favor, get a key. And he says, I think I need one now. So this guy sells cars like you don't even know it's just hard to explain. You know, you see Manalo up on the board, and then where'd that come from, and you know, even in these tough times, he's been able to rise above the rest. And I remember Charlie telling us in a meeting when we were giving him the top 5. Charlie says, "Isn't it amazing how the same people always find a way?" So help me congratulate a guy that always finds a way, Mike Manalo. Now we'll turn the meeting over to Mr. Grady Harris, please.
Give the offer and hand these out.
I had time to spend a half hour talking to Jacob Sidonia. He's the Employee of the Year at Charles Barker, and he's across the street, so we don't get to spend much time together, but there's hope for the future. I can tell you that. Guy's got his head on straight. Dave Adams raves about him. Always in a good mood, hard worker. My pleasure to introduce you to Employee of the Year, Jacob Sidonia. Good job, buddy. And on a funnier note, Daryl, my bald-headed buddy, there is anybody that knows Daryl, most probably do. I don't have to tell you, nobody works harder every day, day in and day out, with the same goal in mind, you know, sell the car. You keep it fun for me. I appreciate you, and it's a little something for you.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you, Mr. Barker and Nathan, for having us over this afternoon. It's been a great event so far, and I know it'll be a great ending to the event later on this afternoon. There's not much that can be said that hasn't already been said about our Salesperson of the Year throughout the years. He's been the Salesperson of the Year every year that I've been there, and that's true testament to his hard work, his dedication, and his leadership on the floor. Congratulations again, Mohammed Mayasi. Congratulations, brother.
Now I know you got something to say.
The Employee of the Year for our store in Lexus Newport News hasn't been with us for a very long time. It's just been short of 2 years, but he's been an impact player since the day he got there. He's a positive energy in the parts department, and he does anything that we could ever ask of him, and he just gets along well, gets the job done, and just nothing more great to say, but congratulations to Paul Warner.
Good job, Paul.
Thank you. And introduce Yogi from Mercedes. Come on down.
Oh, okay. Well, good afternoon. When I walked in the store on Monday morning, I always walk through the service and the departments and walked to the customer lounge, and I'm like, where did all these decorations come from? I mean, normally for the last 6,000 years, there's like, you know, we have a little tree about this big, and, you know, and that's it. Amazing. I walked in and I was like, wow, I mean, it's just fabulous. I had no idea who did it. No clue. Found out, like, this morning or yesterday, that Angie and Jeff Croner, with your families,
Well, I didn't know you were a player.
yeah, comes in unknown to anybody and does it. You probably brought your kids. You probably had them working for you, knowing you.
He has a good workforce.
Yeah, no one says anything, and it's done. That is just there's the smallest story I could tell you among a bunch of them, of a guy, our employee of the year. Everyone has a go-to person from the service end or in any department. You don't have to ask. You don't have to say anything. You just get it started and it's done. You don't have to follow up. You ask him to do something, it's done. That's Jeff Croner. A true rare breed, and it's an honor, truly an honor on my part as Employee of the Year for Mercedes-Benz Virginia Beach. Everybody.
I am going to say something, actually.
Please.
I got a confession, really. The truth is my job is easy. And the reason it's easy, and I think I speak for everybody in this room, I'm pretty sure, the reason it's easy is because I enjoy it. And the reason I enjoy it is because of the environment in which I work. Greg Shank, you've done an amazing job grading that. You two, the vision you have sets the stage. But no place have I ever worked where I felt so comfortable, so much like family. It's just a pleasure to come to work. I never wake up in the morning and think, I gotta go to work. I always wake up and I think, another day, let's see what we can do. What adventure awaits us, what is out there, and I enjoy it. I truly do. So, thank you very much.
So at the beginning of every year, since I can remember, I always put a bounty out on this man to my left. This year, in January, after our big breakfast meeting, he says, "You're again." I don't mean it in a boring way, I mean it in a fabulous way. I put a $138,000 bonus. I was going to write someone a check that would obviously bounce at the end of the fiscal year if they could just beat him. I got no takers. No one beat him for 138 grand. I was going to write him a check. God bless. No one beat him. He is consistent, easy, no trash, probably as low maintenance as a superstar you'd ever want. I can't describe it. We've been together 8 years now, going on. I wouldn't trade a moment of those because of what I got with this guy. I don't know how to describe it. Truly, truly, truly one of a kind. Sean Garwood, it's an honor to give you a check and say it once again. Our sales agent of the year. Thank you. Matt Braswell, please.
Good afternoon. Oh, I'm rolling away. All right. Exactly. It rolls. You might be able to use that. Oh. All right. Employee of the Year, just been a wonderful guy. We got him from Beach Ford. He was there for about 18 years, and he just has an infectious smile. And I think he thinks he's a singer for some point, because I always hear him walking down the hall singing tunes. But he's always the first guy in the building and one of the last guys to leave, and he'll do anything for you. And I feel like he's in my head because even before I ask, he's already working on it and doing it. So, Employee of the Year is Glenroy Flinch.
Wait, 18
You would think he wouldn't be.
He is.
Another guy, he's just been Salesman of the Year the whole time he's been at Maserati. Can't get anybody to beat him. So he's consistent. His customers love him. I don't even know why they think he's funny. I just look at him weird, but every time I walk by his desk, they're always laughing and having a good time. And he just gets the best reviews and does the greatest jobs, and he always sets me up in F&I and everything else. So he's all about the money, having a good time, and being just the best employee he can be. Matt Richardson.
Got it?
No, I saw what you did. I ain't doing that. No, sir, I'm not.
Greg, be careful of that shelf, too.
Well, you got defective furniture here or something? All right, all good. First of all, thanks for all the kind words. I appreciate that. I'm gonna try to keep myself together because it's hard, but it's been a great ride. That's all I want to say. What I'm gonna do here, I've got the employees of the year, the technicians of the year and the body technicians of the year, and I had all their managers write something about each one of you. So I'm gonna read what they wrote because that's who nominated you for this. That's who selected you for this. So you kind of need to know how they feel. The first person I have is Technician of the Year for Toyota. And Dave Barnhart's Technician of the Year for Toyota. We all know he's sitting right there. Can't miss him. Looks like you belong on Duck Dynasty. I like it. I like it a lot. But Fred says, David has always been our go-to tech. Stops when he's in the middle of, stops what I can't read this. Stops what he is in the middle of when needed, which is sometimes not so convenient, but he steps up to tackle a job. He's asked to train the express techs coming over from the main shop to the main shop, and does it happily and willingly. I don't believe that. I know you, Dave. I know you. I'm kidding. Dave's a great guy. He said, even though Dave is not officially a shop foreman, he's often called upon to assist techs from the other teams in troubleshooting issues. Toyota doesn't have a shop foreman. He'd be it if we had one. Which says a lot about his character, considering it takes from him turning hours, which is how these guys get paid. In short, David is a great asset to have here at Toyota and a good leader for the young techs in the shop. Tech of the Year, Dave Barnhart. Couldn't be happier. Thanks, buddy.
Halfway good fisherman, too.
Oh, he's a great fisherman. If you want to catch a fish, that's that guy. All right, in the body shop, the collision tech of the year is Nick Davis, which is great. And Ron writes, Nick started with us as a body shop helper. I remember that. Nick's hard to miss. When he stands up, you'll see. He's hard to miss. He trained with strong desire to be the best body tech. He sought after and became a master Toyota body tech and a platinum iCar tech, probably the only one we have in the shop. I don't know if anybody else is both. He's our highest producer at Toyota Collision with a quality level second to none. I'm glad to have you. Glad to make you Collision Tech of the Year. Nick Davis. See what I mean? 6'8". Thank you very much. Congratulations. Okay. Lexus Virginia Beach. Dave Adams wrote this about Kenny Sims. Kenny Sims is our technician at Virginia Beach. Started his career as Charles Barker Lexus over 5 years ago after working as an independent shop. He has a great attitude with even better work ethic. And that's saying a lot because Dave requires a great work ethic. And is committed to the Lexus product and driven to be as successful as possible. Can be a very nice young man. I don't know what I mean by that. You can or maybe you can't. I'm not sure. But we're really proud to have you working for the company. So Kenny Sims, come on up. You're the Technician of the Year. Lexus Virginia Beach. Dave likes you a lot. We like you a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bill. Congratulations. Okay. Lexus Newport News. Technician of the Year is Mike Castello. Is it Castello or Castello? Castello. That's how I pronounce it. So I want to make sure that I did that right. Angie writes, Mike came to us in the summer of 2004 to our Virginia Beach store to get him ready to move with us to Newport News store in September of 2004. That's when we opened. He's been there since the beginning, before the beginning, right? So He's been with us for over 16 years now. Mike is a class of his own. He'll help anyone out from service and parts personnel to customers and sales. He always does what is right, and that's a fact. I know you do. He's an honest person and will always look out for our best interest. He is able to hold the second highest turned hours in the shop while still maintaining his role as shop foreman. That's a hard thing to do if you don't do it. Shop foreman gets jerked every which way. And he's diagnostic and maintains his diagnostic master tech as well. And Nancy said, this is some of the reasons I picked Mike and feel he's well deserving of the award, and I agree with her. Come on up, Mike. Mike Castello. Another guy you can't miss. I'm vertically challenged.
Thank you, Greg.
Thanks, buddy.
Appreciate it.
Good, good. At Mercedes, we have a technician of the year and a body tech of the year. Now, Ricky, I'm going to ask you how you pronounce your last. I call you Chason. Chason, okay. See, I've heard it called everything in the world since I've been there. You don't see Ricky. I see Ricky maybe by the parts scanner once in a while. I go by and he says, hi, how you doing? How you doing? That's about it. He's back there grinding all the time, all right? Pat says, Ricky marked 30 years this year, starting January 15th, 1990. He's been one of the most dedicated techs we have, always reliable, does a great consistent work, and is a pleasure to deal with. And I like this a lot. He's the poster child for no drama at work. And you don't know how much that's appreciated. You don't know. So congratulations, Ricky. Shazan. And last but not least, and I'll get out of here. Let me find what I got here. Let me make sure this is right. Hold on. I'm sorry. Terry, I lost my piece of paper on you. No, I didn't. I'm kidding. Okay. Terry Tubbs, another guy that I got to look up to. I swear. It's all these tall people today. He's our collision technician of the year at the Collision Center on Cleveland Street. Sean wrote this, that Ricky marked 30 years this year. Terry Tubbs is one of the best body technicians, I'm struggling today, I apologize, we have ever had a pleasure working with. He can fix anything that is given to him. He's one of the best metal work and straightening I've ever seen. He has such a great attitude and always tries to get the work done as fast as possible. He's very good working with insurance adjusters to get the most profit out of the job. Now, when I came with you guys, you were in the office. I remember that. And you weren't long telling me, I don't want to be in the office. He lives in the body shop. He's also a no-drama guy, which is very much appreciated. So this year's Collision Tech of the Year at Mercedes is Terry Tubbs. Come on up, Terry. Great deal, buddy. Thanks a lot. Thank you. I guess, who's coming back up? Next. Yes, sir.
How about a big round of applause for all our winners today? Definitely extremely moving afternoon so far. And also, I'd be remiss if I didn't. The Shank name in the automotive industry in Hampton Roads is one of respect. That's why when I brought up earlier the incoming buyer, they knew of him. Everybody not just in Hampton Roads, not just in the organization, everybody in the Central Atlantic Toyota always had Greg as a guy that sat on many boards and was always a go-to guy because of his wealth of experience. Talking about his professional accolades is not really what I want to talk about as much. He's just an absolutely fantastic guy, friend, and a guy that I've enjoyed every second with. So one more time, Greg, thank you. And now I'm honored to turn the meeting over to Charlie to close out today's luncheon. Thank you very much for being here today.
Nathan always tells me, I don't want to, you don't have to say anything, so I never plan anything, so I brought a couple notes, but congratulations to all of you. It's a great way to end a year. We usually have that big breakfast meeting, as you know. I'll talk a little bit more about that here in a second, but Gary, what time you got? No, I'm just kidding. You've been somewhere 25 years. I want you to know that we appreciate everything you do every day. And I appreciate your comments, too. That was very, very nice of you. The only thing certain in this world, as we know for sure, is one thing is change. We're going through a change. It wasn't too long ago I found myself in 1970 selling Chevrolets, and then, spent some time there, and over the years had Chevrolet, Subaru, Mitsubishi, Cadillac, Sterling, a couple others. Came down here in this building in 1983 and bought Toyota and Volkswagen, and this building a little later, and brought in Infiniti, and then we moved down the street to Lexus in 1993, then over to Newport News, and got Newport News, Nissan, Mercedes. I don't know, did I leave something out? I don't know. But anyway, there's been a lot of changes. Now we're kind of slide back to the backside. We're getting rid of a couple, and I don't mean that in a negative way, but things always are changing, and we have to be ready to change and adjust and adapt to whatever, life presents to us, and sometimes our careers. But as I look around the room, I see people that started out just like I did, like Nathan did, selling their first car or working on their first car or whatever, and what inspires me is the growth and the development and, how sharp you've become. Mo, I don't know, have you ever missed Salesman of the Year since you've been there? I don't think so. Great job. I mean, Sean, he's always going to be at the top. All these guys are always going to be at the top, and that's what it's all about, aspiring to be higher. Ignite, inspire, and impact. That's what we talked about in January of last year, and that's what we've done. We faced the two worst months of our life, our history in March and April. And as a company, these companies lost more money than we've ever lost before in those 2 months. And no one knew what was coming. No one knew what May would bring, or June, or July. But we just buckled down. We did what we did. We changed. We adjusted. And so here we are with somewhat of a meeting that we would love to have everybody see this with us, but we can't. But here we are, successful, and it's because of your hard work and everything you do. So, again, my congratulations to all of you, and we look forward to the next chapter, the next change, as we go forward. Without a doubt, one of the best hires I've ever made is right there. What he's done for me is amazing, and for you is amazing. The table's pretty good. Two good hires there together. So the best to you, and it didn't come easy, but I'll say this because I tried to hire his brother too at the same time, but I couldn't afford but one, so I picked him. He was definitely a little bit cheaper, but anyway, as Yogi Berra says, when you come to a fork in the road, you take it, and that's what we've done. We've taken the fork in the road. It's time. I've been doing this since 1970. I've been doing it for 50 years now, I guess. Is that right, math? Nathan's my mathematician. For 50 years. So as you look down the road, there's not 50 left. So you got to start making some adjustments and decide how you're going to spend the rest of your life and, deal with the things that you have to deal with. And that's why we're selling 2 Lexus stores today. So all the best to all of you. Happy holidays, and I hope to see you soon. Thanks.